Hello, welcome back to Tic Tac Tarot. I'm Milo and I'm going to be your reader for today. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for tuning in. And if you're a return viewer, thanks again for your support. I appreciate you guys. Today is just going to be a general message for those who need to hear it. It is a 12/12 portal. It is the last portal of the year and the day before Mercury retrograde starts. So, make sure your communication is clear. Make sure you double check your to-do lists and your schedules and make sure you got everything in order, because this is going to be one heck of a wild ride. It's the last Mercury retrograde of the year and it is in the sign, is it Pisces or Capricorn? I think it's in the sign of Capricorn this right now. Don't quote me on that. I was just listening to a tarot reader of my own, and I'm pretty sure they said it was in Capricorn, the daddy of the tarot. So, I know the signs that are most heavily affected are Virgo, which they're usually always affected by. Virgo and Gemini are usually always affected in Mercury retrogrades because we're ruled by Mercury. I'm a Virgo myself. Sagittarius was a heavy one this time, Aries, and I do believe Pisces is also heavily affected this Mercury retrograde, which means that if anybody's going to return to anybody, it's somebody returning to one of those signs. It doesn't have to be, of course. Retrogrades aren't just all about ex-lovers coming back. It's the universe testing you to make sure that you're not falling into old patterns that you've worked really hard to get out of. So with that being said, I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I've been normally doing it. Today I've been guided to use my Chakra Wisdom Oracle guidebook. The creator is Tori Hartman. I can show you that just in case you want to go out and get it yourself. It's a really awesome book. It's a really awesome Oracle deck. As you can see, I've done some studying of the different storylines within it. It's been a very long time since I've actually used this deck, which is funny that I'm doing this at the beginning of a portal, at the beginning of a retrograde. But yeah, so this may or may not resonate with you. Only take what resonates to your situation and what does not for somebody else. And as always, gender not specific. If I say he or she, I'm referring to a character on the cards, not a person specifically. Time is fluid. When you get this, you are meant to see it. Does not mean it has to be during the 2023 December retrograde, which stems from December 13th to the 1st of January. Let's just jump into it. I'm going to use my Meaning Wild Unknown as the Tarot Clarifiers, and that'll be about it. I'm hoping to make this a little bit of a shorter read. The Creation card came out. This this is a card that I don't get very often. The She Shaman, yeah. Okay. So this is talking about stepping into your power and creating what it is you're meant to create. And this shaman goes around giving different things their unique gifts, and I think it's the birch tree. Says, what about me? And she's like, silly, you've had your gift all along, essentially. It's just talking about, your gift comes from within, not from without. So there may be a message in there for you if that resonates. It's just saying, like, I think it kind of goes back to the one collective reading I did at the beginning when I started opening back up into my channel, about staying in your authenticity, staying true to yourself, that kind of thing. Don't be jealous of other people's gifts. You have your own. All right, let's start it off really strong. Miracles. This portal is a great time for miracles to manifest into your life, and to have a portal open up right before a Mercury retrograde is probably going to be, opening up a can of worms of emotions and other things that are tangible. I'm going to pull 3 cards. And then I'm going to remind myself, what each color of the cards mean. Right underneath the facade is the creation card, trying to poke itself back out. The reason why I'm saying wow is because I saw this card twice when I was pre-shuffling, and also all of your cards are purple. You have the Despondence card, Forgiveness, and Mysticism. I do believe this is the 6th chakra, the brow chakra, the 3rd eye. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Seeing the unseen. So, forgive me for having to go to the book. It's been a while since I opened that book. Despondence is talking about, just doing it despite not wanting to do something, not wanting to get up in the morning. You just do it anyway. It kind of touches base on, like, if, to give you an idea, it's not quite the storyline of this, but if, like, your house was on fire, you wouldn't just sit there. You would get up and just get it done. Like, you would rescue what needs to be rescued and get out of that house. That's the kind of energy that this is saying. Like, you can't sit in a burning house and expect to be saved. You have to take action in your own life, because nobody's coming to save you. You can only save yourself. This is the Forgiveness card. The rhino, its parents get poached by these poachers, and something happens. This little boy is lost from it's the poacher's kid. The boy gets lost, and the rhino takes care of him, and then, the forgiveness is there. I mean, I know it's a little bit confusing. I'll just read you the story, and then we'll go from there. In the town of Amethyst lives Rhonda Rhino. She doesn't take her mother's drinking problem personally, but she dreams of one day becoming a beloved family pet. One day, gunfire rings out, rhinos scatter, and a small human child is caught up in the chaos. Rhonda picks him up and runs to safety. Humans discover the pair curled up asleep under a tree, and they shoot Rhonda with a sleeping dart. When she wakes up, when she awakens, she's in the garden with the little boy and his family, Rhonda's new family. So it was a little bit different than I remembered it. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've used this deck. I feel like this is talking about, not holding on to the past, which is also part of this, like not letting your past keep you down. This is forgiving yourself for allowing things to happen the way they did in the past, allowing yourself to, have your boundaries crossed, whatever it is that you need to forgive yourself for. And that will align you to your soul tribe, really. And then the mysticism is talking about, like, this person is supposed to come to the party. Nobody knows who they are, but there's a lot of gossip about it. And this is, again, touching based on seeing what's not seen. They know that something's coming, but they don't know who or what. And that's kind of the energy, the collective energy really is. I mean, I feel it myself, like something's coming, something big is coming for the collective, that's going to shape our futures. We're ending another cycle and entering another one. So yeah, this this definitely obviously lines up to each other. This is all your third eye, so, you know, trusting your intuition is the major message. And like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not tangible. A lot of people that go to readers have been hearing the general consensus of somebody's coming back, somebody's coming back, somebody's coming back. And I see and read a lot of the comments that are like, oh, you're just feeding into my Delulu and da-da-da-da-da. Well, if you believe it's Delulu, it's going to be Delulu, right? Like, you have to trust and believe in the process. Otherwise, you know, you're just manifesting delusion. You're not manifesting your truth. You're not manifesting wish fulfillment. You're manifesting staying stagnant. You know, staying in that stalemated energy between your heart and your head. And I think that's what a lot of this is talking about, is, you know, trying to merge your mind and your heart together so that they can work together. Knight of Swords. Son of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Healing is not linear, is what I just heard in my head. Healing is not linear. So, you know, some days you have it together, and other days you're falling apart. And then the next day, you know, it feels like you have it together, and the day after that, you're falling back apart. It's healing. It's not like one step forward, one step forward, one step forward. It's like one step forward, two steps back, two steps forward, one step back, two steps forward, three steps back, right? Like, it's a process. It's not something that you can just, you know, power through. I'm picking up Aries energy there. So if you're an Aries and you think that you can just, you know, cut it out, as they say, it doesn't work like that. Healing is not linear. Healing is, and will always take time and a lot of energy on and perseverance on your part. I was just drawn to the bottom card on this deck, which is the Facade, which is talking about, you know, not looking back and regretting wasting time on things that don't matter. There's an expression that it's like, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, then don't worry about it. Nine of Cups. Card for the Despondents. Someone here may or may not have a drinking problem. I don't judge either way. I have also had a drinking problem. I'm 3 years sober now, just over 3 years, and it's not an easy journey to get through. Yeah, because Nine of Cups can often talk about having substance problems. It's not always the positive side of the Nine of Cups, especially when it's mixed with the Two of Swords. So your despondence is really caused by I want to say your crutches. Daughter of Swords here. Your ailments, your crutches, you know, whatever it is that's going on in your life that's got you in this almost depressive state of mind, if not depressive state of mind. This is asking you to do some work to look within, and really accept your truth for what it is. You know, just because you have a drinking problem doesn't mean that you're a problem. It means that you have healing to do somewhere, and the best way and the first steps of any healing journey is to admit that you have that problem. whether that's a mental health problem, a physical health problem, a vice, whatever it is that may be the problem. This is talking about overindulgence as well. And it's what's causing the stalemate in your spiritual awakening. I'm not saying that, everybody has to be sober in order to spiritually awaken, but too much of anything is too much. Even tarot readings, too many tarot readings is too much. I'm a victim of that myself, going to multiple readers and getting the same message. At some point, you just need to let go and let the universe kind of guide you through that tough time. Universe, God, whatever you believe in. This forgiveness. Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, Six of Wands. Some of you feel like you should be further along in your life than you are. That there are people in the same age group as you that, are more successful. But you need to forgive yourself because everybody moves at a different pace, Just because your bus route to the same location happens to pick up a few more people, so it takes you a little longer to get there, a few more lessons, so to speak, to get you to where you need to be, doesn't mean that, they're further along. Their journey is just different than yours, so you need to forgive yourself for not being as far along as you thought you should be, or you think that you should be. Because nothing is a mistake. You're exactly where you need to be. And once you realize that and see that, that's when things will get better for you. Things will gain momentum as you forgive yourself for not being where you think you should be. You're coming out of a dark time in your life, and there's a lot going on that, contributes to this overindulgence, this depression, these vices, and you have to get to the core of that and forgive yourself for, using those coping mechanisms, even though you knew that they weren't, going to fix the problem. They're just masking, they're just putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. So this is asking you to, take that Band-Aid off and start fishing around for that bullet and get that bullet out so it stops hurting you. And then, have the professionals stitch that hole back up. Figuratively speaking, of course. Mysticism. Believing that the sun's going to shine again, believing that better days are coming, and not rejecting the good that you already have. Being grateful for what you have currently is a huge step towards better days. Gratitude is huge. The Four of Pentacles that I'm getting here is just, talking about not letting go of something. And I have a feeling it has to do with a soulmate connection, a soul tie. You haven't let go of this soul tie. And maybe that's, part of that feeding into that delusion, if you will, the delulu, that this person is going to come back. You need to let go of that idea. Even if it does happen, you need to let go of it. You can't live your life waiting in vain. You need to focus on yourself for a bit, and then when you're focused on it, that's when things shift in manifesting. It's not when you're focused on what you want that you get it. It's when you ask for it and then let it go. And you can't ask for people in your manifestation, because the universe doesn't listen to that. They'll they want you to ask for, energies, stable, safe energies in people. If you ask for a person to come back, oftentimes the universe will bring you that person back, yeah, but they're bringing them back to you in the same energy that they left you in, thus creating a new cycle, a karmic cycle that you get stuck in, a loop over and over and over and over and over again, and until you let go of that loop, it's not going to change for you. You really gotta, to be honest with yourself, Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords, you gotta get honest with yourself. An owl's intuition is actually scientists are still trying to figure out the actual owl's intuition and how it can fly silently when attacking prey, how it trusts its intuition that whatever it is that they're trying to go after is exactly where it needs to be, because they live in the night, right? Like, they hunt in the night. They use the darkness to their advantage, which is what I think the universe is trying to get you to do, is using these dark times, using the sadness and the depression to create this light at the end of the tunnel for yourself. Because again, nobody's coming to save you. You need to save yourself. Three of Pentacles. No matter how high that mountain seems, you need to go towards it. There's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. They're both rainbow-y cards. They're colors. You just gotta keep climbing. Actually, I've been... Miley Cyrus song, the Climb, just came into my head, It's not life's a journey, not a destination, which isn't that song, but that's kind of the message that I'm getting from it. You gotta trust the journey. You gotta walk away from what no longer serves you, and that's a negative mindset here. 8 of Cups and the Devil with the 5 of Pentacles. This is not necessarily telling you to walk away from this connection that you've been waiting on or whatever. It's just asking you to walk away from the negative mindset surrounding this connection. Getting out of that sad energy, and that's what's going to bring in this soulmate, your divine counterpart here. Once you step out of that energy, things are going to move quickly for you. You just need to put the burden down, and clearly decide what you want, and that's when it'll appear after the healing. After the healing comes the new beginning, the solid new beginning, a stronger foundation. That's really what I have for you. So this isn't saying, forget about this person, because you can't forget about people that have played a huge role in your life. I mean, that would be silly. What's the point of the lessons that you learn from that if you're just going to forget about it? This is asking you to not dwell on it, to accept the lesson that needed to be accepted and move forward. What you don't see coming, what you've been waiting for, as soon as you take that leap of faith and trust your intuition, trust your emotions, become more emotionally stable for yourself, that's when this opportunity is going to present itself. That's when the uninvited person shows back up, shows up to the party. Whether that's old energy returning in a new energy, or just straight up new energy. Once you start trusting the process, once you let go of that negativity in your mind and your heart, and getting your mind and heart on the same wavelength, that's when this shows up. And not a second before. I'm hearing that's the universe talking there. Not a second before. You need to do the work first. So that's what I have for you. It was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but hey, the message needed to get out. So I hope some of that resonated for you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I'm going to start working on the January zodiac sign readings, so keep an eye out for those. They'll be premiered on the 1st of January, and they will each individual sign will have an animal kin oracle to help guide them through the year. So look out for those readings to come out January 1st. Until then, I'm going to solely work on those readings and get them downloaded and ready for you guys to watch for then. And then if I have time after those are done, I will do another pick a pile reading for you guys. So until next time, take care, love and light.